Database excitement, yes. How's it going, Doc Weeze, Jeremiah Black, Roy, DJ King, Alexander? Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Oh man, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one. Good morning. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. We're gonna get started right now. Database excitement. Can those words be in the same phrase? Well, maybe. Ironically, they can be in the same phrase. It's time to do the things. The mic sounds kind of filled with static. Maybe it's just my voice. I'm very congested today. Is it going robot-y automatically again? All I did was turn the volume down and turn it up. Is it really bad? I could restart the stream. Let me stop the recording and open the recordings. It's kind of lagging, huh? Let's hear it. Need to pause this and play this. Oh no, we gotta restart the stream. Be right back. Be right back. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Do I sound any better, or is it still kind of glitchy? Hello, Diamond. How are you today? Okay. Thank you guys for letting me know. Appreciate that. Anyway, we have a lot of database work to get done. I'm going to jump into it. Let's just jump into it, like Philly D says. We finished our custom food processing station. And it's cool, man. It's super cool. Do we have all of the buffs set up in the states and everything? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And apples and oranges don't have a state that they get for the raw version, only the apple sauce and the orange juice. But the cooked foods have their raw version and then their cooked version. Anyone know a good icon set artist to make some jewelry cut icons? You can do them yourself with Yanfly's icon generator. Look on yanfly.mo and download the icon generator. Let's do that. Yanfly.mo. Bring this over here. Go to resources. Go to freebies. And you can get... Is it freebies? Anycoon's graphics resources. What's this? Oh no. Translate. Oh my god, guys. Generator parts, characters, tile set parts. What's this? What is this? Translate. Please read the terms of service. It's been developed for MV. Oh, it's got some cool stuff. The wagons. It's got wagons. Generator parts? What parts does it have for generator? Is this Korean? What is this? It's He-Man! Oh my gosh. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, are there icons here? Any icons? No, huh? That's a Nopers? A Nops? A Nopsis? That's Nopent? No, that's Yesent. Links? Nope. Games, comics, plugins. Olivia's plugins. MV Tools. Let's look at, maybe it's in here. There it is. Guys, it's under Tools. Icon Generator. You click here. I have a couple of tutorials. Let me see if I can fish them up out of the sea. Driftwood Gaming. Yanfly Icon Generator Tutorial. Hey, I found it. It's a two-parter. Yanfly has one too. Let me link Yanfly's. No, don't play. Don't play. Just pause. Okay. So let me throw some links at you. Let me throw some links at you here. Yeah. Here's some. That's the generator. Oh, man. Research is powerful, yo. You can do anything with the internet. You can do anything. Find all of the answers to the universe. Google has all of the answers to the universe. And then if you still need help after watching Yanfly's tutorial, here's my tutorial. That's part 1. Part 2, you'll have to find on your own. It's a challenge. Hey, Heartless. All the answers to the universe. All of them. We just have to get the code right. Was YouTube giving you guys trouble yesterday? Man, it was trolling me. Like later on in the evening, it just stopped playing videos. I was like, okay, I guess we're going to Twitch to look at, you know, to keep something in the background playing. Google, why are we still here? Just to suffer. Right? Alexa. Alright. Database excitement. It's exciting work, guys. Excitement. We get to add things to our crafting menus. What have we not got yet? Wooden logs. We need to make saws, right? Do we have saws yet? We do not have saws to keep our lumber mills running. The game is broken. Did we do lumber saws? Oh, we did do lumber saws. Hey, what am I thinking? Lumber saws. I must have added them to the merchants. But how do we craft them? We could craft them with an iron ingot. We can make the same method that we use for pickaxes, right? Chest of picks. We can copy this and make a chest of saws. Contains between 10 to 20 63s. Yes. It is consumable. We're not going to put a price on it because I don't want the player to sell it. But what I can do is just say, cannot sell. There we go. Excuse me. A little congested today. Chest of picks. And we'll say the same thing. Cannot sell. No. This calls a common event though, the chest of picks. We need to copy paste the common event and change it. And we'll put it right here. Actually, we'll put it right here. Save me, Tom Cruise. You ask if YouTube troll me. It doesn't know how to not troll me. You should have a chest of T.Howard. It just works. And the effect is nothing. Okay. Maybe. You open a chest of saws. ... Player open chest. This can be the same. This can be absolutely the same. You know, we could have wrote a script to do this. But whatever. Chest of saws, 20. You obtain 20. What did I call them? 67s, 64s, 60-somethings. Item. 63s. 63s. Let's get the right item. 63s. Change this to 63. Change this text to 63. Rinse and repeat. Once for each. Each of these gets a single rinse. How are you guys doing today? How's your projects coming along? Are you getting some work done this week? How was your Veterans Day? There we go. That should be done. Heartless says, I want to work on my game, but I feel too lazy. Oh, Heartless, let's compromise. Let's compromise. You open your project and have it open. That way, if you feel like you want to work on it, It's right there. It's easy. Just open your project. Don't work on it yet. Just wait. Just open it and wait. Might be time for a break, says Doc Wheeze. Diamond Eyeball asks, do you have a tutorial on how to make a trade system? For example, trade 10 apples for 5 oranges. I probably do. I could do that for you real quick. Easy. Easy, Diamond. Easy. I managed to fix and enhance a lot of things, but now I feel like, meh. Need a little bit of a break? Okay, you know what? Go get yourself a cup of coffee. Do you drink coffee? If you don't drink coffee, then get yourself a cup of water or something. Open your project, but just minimize it, right? Just keep it there. So when inspiration strikes, it's right there. It's ready to go. It's the same thing I would tell my students when I was giving guitar lessons. Keep your guitar out. Keep it right there. Get a stand for it. Keep it right there. Keep it tuned. It's always got to be tuned and available, like so you can just grab it. So when inspiration hits, if you're trying to practice to get better, you always have it available. You can just go right there, pick it up, and play something and put it back down. Play one song for a few minutes, put it back down. Do that several times a day, and you'll get a lot better real quickly. So keep your project available, open. I mean, unless there's like a thunderstorm, right? And you think your computer's going to crash, then you want to save it, close it, back up your project if you're worried about it too. Speaking of that, I need to back up my project again. Holy monkey, I need to do that. I think it's been over a week. Jeremiah Black says, still learning JS, recreating an underrated RPG S battle system. Okay. What kind of system is that, Jeremiah? That sounds cool. Coffee not the answer to life? Sure it is, Doc. It is the answer to life. I work on it when the stream is over. Oh, okay. Hey, everyone. Howdy, Drifty, says Travis Newcomb. How are you doing, Travis? How's your day going? How's your project? Are you getting stuff done today? Or are you feeling like heartless and you just need a break? We need to test our chest of picks. Actually, our chest of souls. Souls. Boom, boom, boom. We need to change this to use the new one. Chest of souls. And to craft chest of souls, you need an iron ingot and a wooden log, just like you do for the chest of picks. So the value of pickaxes should be the same as the value as the lumber saws. Yeah. I aim to finish the 3.0 alpha version at the end of the month. Cool, you can do it. When we get to the point that coffee can make coffee, then maybe. Coffee babies. November 15th, I will play Fear and Hunger. What is that? Fear and Hunger? Sounds like a horror game. I wait for this game for a long time. I've never even heard of it. Fear and Hunger. Cries History, how are you doing? How are you doing, sir? Ma'am? How are your things going, doing? How is the project moving? Things happening? You is how? I stopped in and saw Toasty's live stream after my live stream yesterday. That was cool. Keep up the good work, Toasty. You're doing good, man. You're doing good. You're making some icons. Neat, neat. I just talked about Yanfly's icon generator to somebody, to help somebody. Drifty.exe is no longer responding. Would you like to send an error report? Press R to send error report. We should test our lumber saws. I mean, it should work perfectly fine. But let's just give ourselves some lumber saws. And by that, we are going to just give ourselves the chest of saws. I'm still asleep. I'm still asleep. I'm not even awake right now. I'm just a projection. This isn't even real life right now. What's up, Charles and Nico? How are you doing? How's your day? How is life treating you? Catrick, how are you? So many beautiful faces. You opened the chest of saws. The chest contained 19 chest of saws. No, that's not what we wanted. Oh my god, my brain is fantastic right now. It's so good. The chest contains chest, guys. Where did I put lumber saws? 44. And I just went through this whole event and did it and put the wrong thing because I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of what's happening right now. And I've clearly had enough coffee, right? Because nobody stopped me. They're like, they didn't say Drifty. Why are you putting a chest of saws inside a chest of saws event? Don't you know that the chest of saws is supposed to contain lumber saws? This is why we test things. I created a Russian nesting doll. I did. It's infinite saws. Actually, you get no saws. You only get chests of saws that never give you any saws. Feels sawless, man. There we go. Mission failed. We'll get them next time. Infinity chest. That's good to hear, Catrick. Alexander's going to finish some class mechanics. Nice. Yeah, take your laptop. Get some production done. Snake! Snake? Snake! So as I pray, unlimited chest works. Now we test again. It should work like I said last time, right? lumpus. Chest of saws. You open the chest and you get 19 lumber saws. Did it give us 19 lumber saws? It did. Oh my god. Oh my god. Need a battle toaster sprite. I do. Should be a sprite, a battle toaster. I mean, it seems kind of like a waste of time if I'm not going to actually put it in the game. But, I mean, it wouldn't be the first thing I wasted my time doing. Have a chest that opens and the battle toaster attacks. Snuh, 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 snuh. We're little Mars. Oh my gosh, we're so tiny. Now we can get the lumber mill, and it shouldn't immediately stop because we have the saws. And it should just keep working. Hey, it's working. Okay, one thing down. Now we need to figure out how to get more fertilizer. Shouldn't the farm create fertilizer, though? The farm would need fertilizer. But it depends. If we're making meat and leather and wool, what kind of farm are we talking, right? That would make fertilizer. Another farm would require fertilizer and maybe make crops. So maybe I can make the farm become a livestock farm. And then I could create a separate farm that's like a plantation or something. And we're getting lumber. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. We've got the lumblums. Very nice. So let's rename the farm. Livestock farm. Is that too much? Is that too many letters? Livestock farm requires. But I made this one require fertilizer, and it's like these animals are going to be pooping, so it requires feed. I should require like cattle food, right? Like maybe corn. I should require something for like hay, alfalfa, right? And then the alfalfa would produce fertilizer, and a separate farm, like the plantation, would require fertilizer and produce, like, whatever, corn, hay. Hire someone to scoop the poop. Yes. Don't use corn. Corn is actually bad for livestock. Right, that's true. Yeah, it's just common. It's just commonly used because it's easy to grow. You can plant your whole field in the right areas, and you don't even have to do anything to it. It just grows. Excuse me. So it's easy, and that actually a lot of cows are fed that, you know. Hay is better. So let's do alfalfa. Let's make a plantation that grows alfalfa. What would be easier? Converting this system, this farm, into something that produces alfalfa and other plant food? Or the other way around. So we'll make another farm so that they're like self-sustainable. Livestock farm produces that. Did I make it require fertilizer already? I may not have done that. That was the idea, but I hope I didn't fully finish it, because then I don't have to undo as much. Fertilizer deducer. And I'm actually adding fertilizer as it goes. That's a bug. What I could do is make alfalfa and just change fertilizer to alfalfa. Easy fix. Let's edit this. Change this to 64. If party has item 64, which we'll make to alfalfa. How do you spell it? Alfalfa? You know what? We're just going to use hay, because everybody knows hay. Hay is for horses and cows. Do we need to make a sprite for this? Hopefully not. Probably. Probably do. Okay, maybe I should look up references and then A-spread it. Doc Weeze suggests that we make it where you have to purchase the feed. That way you keep your economy going. We're going to make hay and make this farm require hay. A food source for the livestock farm. Players can't eat it, never, no scope, regular item, and it's going to cost 50. Okay, back to the common event. On the farm timer 1, I'm going to rename this to LS Farm Timer 1. This is our livestock farm timer 1. Oh my god. Can I just breathe, universe? Can I have life? If the party has hay, then they do the things, and then we'll rename this. Whoa, where was this at? 43. Fertilizer deducer. We're going to say hay. Hay deducer. Fertilizer count is going to be hay count. Then we take away a single hay. Hey now, hey now. Hay count is the number of fertilizer, blah blah blah. And if so, you give wool, and so forth. It's easier to do it this way. Farm timer 1. So this is switch 6. Let's not forget that. Let's not about that. We're going to make this livestock farm timer 1. That's a switch, and we have a variable farm timer 1 as well. That's variable number 8. Let's not mess that up. We're going to make this livestock farm timer 1. Easy. Easy peasy, fixed it up. Makes more sense now. You gotta feed the animals give you these things, and what we can do is have these animals provide fertilizer, right? So if it's greater than 80, you get wool. If it's greater than 60, you get leather. If it's greater than... See, on the else handler, we can do another condition. If ls farm timer... Wait. Timer. This shouldn't be timer. Was that a bug? This should be rarity check. It was probably a bug that I didn't even catch. There was another one too. So if rarity check is over 80, we get wool. And if the player's on the right map, we can show the balloon. And the gab text will play either way. I don't know what kind of music this is. This is really weird. Let's find something cool. That'll work. If rarity check is over 60, then we get leather. And if the player's on the right map, we show that. Gab window plays. And here is where we say, on the else handler, we do another condition. What are we checking? The rarity check. Conditional branch, rarity check. We'll say if it's over 40 with an else. So if it's over 40, we do this stuff. Otherwise, we're going to get fertilizer. Show icon balloon. We need to show the fertilizer icon. So before I finish this part, I need to go over here on the fertilizer and see what I'm using. Where is it? Manure. Gotta get manure. An icon for manure. 235. So let's go ahead and go to common events. Change this to 235. There we go. Also, look at the number 45 is the number for fertilizer. So we update the gap window to say item for the icon, or icon for the item 45 has been produced if we're on the right map. We should do that, and then either way it shows the plugin command, and at the end it will force gap, do the cup clack. So now this farm doesn't require manure, it requires hay, and it will produce wool, leather, raw meat, or fertilizer. This lets us use fertilizer in another thing. You could just use an emoji for the manure icon. I could. I think there is something in there. Okay, the farm has been fixed. We should test it though. What's our timers going to look like? We go slash like this, item icon 45. So it's going to provide any of these every minute, and it costs gold. And I don't really need to do this part because we're using the gold window, but I'm going to leave it here just because. Because for now. We also need to extend the gap window more. Plus item icon 45. Okay. It might be too long now. It's going to be huge. Plus item icon 45. Okay, let's look at it in game. I have a feeling it's going to be way too big. But I could always reduce the size of the text. I think. Yes, I think the event mini label plugin, which is the plugin I'm using from Yanfly, it will use the text codes, I believe. Snuzz, snuzz, snuzz. Guys, it's snowing. It's so bright outside. It's completely white out. Everything is full of snow. It's very snowy. Winter is here. The season has changed. Wow, it's huge. Livestock farm, raw meat, leather, wool, fertilizer. Okay. You ran out of fertilizer and the farms have stopped. We need to update the icons for the gab window. On the else handler, if you do not have this, it's going to say you ran out of whatever it is. And the farms have stopped. And it's not actually checking for fertilizer, but that's what the gap window says. 64. Common event, 64. Or icons for 64. Go back to the common events. The farms have stooped. They have stooped. Stop it. So we need to add hay to the loot tables. Should do that as well. $64. You can add at the end. Whoa, 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 bro. Bruh. 64. Are there any other things that I need to add? I'm not going to add the chests inside random loot. Well, we can add the food, right? Should we add the food? No. We should let the player make the food. Shouldn't be random loot like that. But a jeweler's hammer we should add. Empowering gem? I don't know. I kind of want to put these in specific spots. So not 57, but let's add 58 if we haven't already. We already have 58. Okay, so we're up to date. This is an interesting idea. Doc Wee says, I wish I had a plugin or set of events that let me build on the map like Minecraft. I want to have customized buildings instead of everything in set positions. Yeah, that sounds like a cool idea. You're probably better off not using MV if you want to do like in Minecraft. You should probably do like GMS2 or Unity or Unreal is going to be best. Because then you'd have it like 3D, right? Are you thinking like a 2D, like more Terraria, Starbound type thing? Not a sponsor. Omni Slash, how are you doing, man? How's your project coming along? How's your day going? Let's test our farm one more time. You just want the system, not the 3D graphics or Terraria stuff. So, yeah, you mean like a... That's an interesting idea if you want to do that inside of MV. You could technically do that, you know? You could. But it would be really weird. And I don't know of a good way to do it. It has been really cool to see how this game has been coming along. Really great job, Drift. Hey, thanks, Travis. Appreciate that, man. It's a long process. And I'm not rushing it. I'm sort of going slowly, kind of. But I'm very steady with it. More steady than I have any of my other projects, that's for sure. Purchase the farm. You ran out of hay, and the farms have stopped. And I did not create an icon for hay yet. So another thing we should do is add hay to the merchant. So let's do that now. So this is the random merchant that gets called, and it picks one. Did this system ever work? Did I finish the call? The script call? I don't think this one worked, right? We didn't do this one. So I was just using this method still, which is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's update this shot processing at the beginning and include a couple of things. Excuse me. And we'll add hay to it. And we will also add the jeweler's hammer, which I don't think I put in last time. And I'll copy this, paste this at the bottom, and change the pickaxe to a saw. Change the diamond to hay. And change the ore to a jeweler's hammer. And then I'll copy this, paste it again. Hold on, not this. I messed up my system. Gotta copy the condition and set this to 11. Copy this condition, paste it here, set this to 12. And change these quite a bit. Lumber saw becomes... Should we sell seeds at the merchant? Why not, huh? Strawberry seeds. Coal becomes leather. Hay will stay the same. We need to add some hays in there. Jeweler's hammer will become fertilizer. Raw fish will become wooden log. Okay, and we'll copy this again. Paste this here. Change it up. Strawberry seeds are now going to be cabbage seeds. Leather's going to be granite. Hay is going to be fertilizer. Food rations will always stay the same. We're going to need that to be available at all times. An onyx and maybe a pickaxe. And we'll copy this, paste it here. We need to have all of the seeds available, so let's make that a thing. Cabbage seeds will be potato seeds now. Spuds. Spring water. Hay. Food ration stays the same. Onyx will switch to ore. Pickaxe will change to stone. Copy this, paste this, make this 14. Change 14 to different kind of seed. Carrot seeds. Spring water goes to something else. Wren feather. Moldy cheese. Raw meat and salt. Copy this, paste it again, change it to 15. Change the carrot seeds to... Wait, we got carrot, potato, strawberry, cabbage. That was 4, right? Okay, so this will be the last one for now. We'll make this hay. Wooden log. This will be a good one. This will be like things you need. Pickaxes, saws. And iron ingot would be a good one, because that one's hard to get. You need a blacksmith, you gotta find him, so we'll put that one available again. Nice. Now we need to update the chance that this actually gets called. So random merchant, we changed this random from anywhere from 0 to... Wait, are we gonna use 0? I think we're gonna use 0 to 15. Why are we not starting at 1 though? Oh, because we're saying if 0, then everything. So there's a chance that it can actually roll 0 and put everything for sale again. Okay. But if we're going to make 0 include everything, we need to put the seeds. Let's say carrot seeds. Copy, paste this, edit this. Potato seeds. Excuse me. Copy, paste this. Strawberry seeds. Copy, paste this. Cabbage seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay. So 16 outcomes with the merchant. Starts at 0. Every minute, I think, is the timer. It re-rolls. Re-rolls. Yep. 3,600 frames is a minute. So. Have I seen Graveyard Keeper? Yeah, it's fantastic. It looks great. I haven't played it, but I watched Pro Jared play it. Omnislash is almost there to a demo. That's cool. Do you think that streaming has helped keep you working consistently? Absolutely, Travis. Streaming has forced me to stay on track. It's like a taskmaster. The stream, you guys are like cracking the whip. Like, obviously, if I just sit here and not work on my project, I don't know. I'll get called out eventually, probably. So, the day goes by faster if I'm working on it, and you guys give me great ideas, so it makes it more fun. So it feels less like work because I can talk with you guys and kind of like lollygag a little bit and take breaks and get inspiration from you guys and ideas, and also hopefully help and inspire you as well. Sure thing, Omnislash. I mean, I have a Patreon perk specifically for that, if you're interested in that. You're thinking of a type of building customization. Is this RPG Maker, Jake? This is RPG Maker MV. It's the JavaScript version, PC version. All of the other PC versions have previously used Ruby scripts, and this uses JavaScript, so it's got a lot more ease of use, I would say. You can go in here and put in whatever you want. So like if you wanted to set a variable, you can just type that and it would change variable 10 to the value of 100. And you can do all kinds of stuff. Or you can just do control variable. But there's a lot of things that the engine can do that it doesn't have a button for. So using script calls is really nice. Especially since I don't code in Ruby. I like this version a lot. Alright, so we should test now. Oh, we need to make an icon for Hey. Right? New 32 by 32. How do we draw Hey? How do we make an icon for Hey? This one. No. We need more colors than that. Let's use something with yellows and web safe colors. VGA. Let's just use VGA. Okay. Let's use right here these three colors. Do 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 do. All right. No, I don't like it. Let's try again. Nope, let's try again. No, what if we do like a... I need to look at an example. I don't have my brain with me. Is there a dice battle system to create a D&D style game? Does this plugin exist yet? Okay. A dice? Oh, like you roll dice. You don't need a plugin for that, really. You can just use the damage formulas. Like, all you have to do is make your HPs the right numbers and use the damage formulas. Like, you don't use your parameters, really. You just say like HP damage and you'd go like math.random times 100, or maybe you would round it all down. You would round it up. Seal math.rand times 100 times like however many your D number, your dice number would go there, right? So this is saying math.random, pick a number between 0 and 1. It'll be a float value. Multiply that by 100. So it'll give you a number between 0 and 100. But then round this up so it won't ever be 0. It'll always be at least 1. And it'll be from 1 to 100. And then you can take 1 to 100 and multiply it by 6. And that gives you, or you could just go like this. Right? Round up a number between, 0 and 1. You would have to change it if you don't want the hundreds. This is for percentiles. You would go times 6. Yeah. So you would say, take a number between 0 and 1 and multiply it by 6. And then round it up. And that will give you a D6. And if you wanted to say like a D20, you would just put 20 here. So any dice number you want would be right here. So 0 to 1. Let's just test it. If we say we rolled 0.3 or 25, something like it'll roll a number like that, right? It's a float value. But then it multiplies it by the D20. And then it rounds it up. So this would actually be 6. Because it would take all of this off and it would just return 6. So the dice would roll 6. And we could test this too. You would have to make sure you're not using certain plugins, like armor scaling, because that would change it, right? And if you want to have criticals, that would change it too. Let's turn criticals off, and you'd have to make variance be 0. right? So whatever the dice roll is what the dice rolls, the no variance. So this is D and D hit. We can say D20. And if, like, you can have it attack like sword. We can copy this, paste this, and you can be like D. You can just say sword hit, and it would be like a D8 or whatever. But it would be you would make it specific too, like +1. Or if they have +1, you do Yanfly's attack replace plugin, weapon unleash plugin, and you do attack replace. So if they have something, you can make a custom parameter in on the character that says if their parameter is, like, say their strength is 12, greater than or equal to 12, you'd probably start at the top, right? If you're going to have D20 system, you got to think from the top down. You're going to go, if their strength is greater than or equal to 20, then you would do what, +5? If it's greater than or equal to if greater than or equal to 18, you do +4, then +3 if it's 16 or above, +2 if it's 14 or above, +1. So you'd have different attacks. You just copy paste this, right? And all you would do is add +1 for this. Copy paste this, and you would have the +2 version, and then it would return that number. And then you replace the attack, or you do weapon unleash, actually, so it doesn't say sword hit. Unless you want the menu to say sword hit D8 +2, then you replace the attack. Otherwise, you'd say weapon unleash 100%, then it would just say attack and do this move every time. So it's really not hard to do something like this. It's just a matter of, like, how do you want to go about doing it? I messed up syntax, so let me make sure I put this right before I say this is the way you do it, because it might be EI. It is EI. Sorry, it's not how you spell ceiling. CEIL, to round it up. Okay? Not CIE. I messed this up a lot. Because usually I goes before E, right? But not in this. And not in the word ceiling. Spell ceiling. CEILING. That's a weird word. Okay. What's up, Devin Scott? How are you doing, man? So, Doc Weeze, about your idea, trying to make like a Minecraft building system in MV, like that's how would we do that? Like a lot of events, probably, or we use Yanfly's Triforce plugins, right? And we make it on a test map. We create the event, and this will be like block placer, right? And what would it do? It would cycle through images, right? But it would have pages, so you would have a lot of pages. Change this block? Question mark. Show choices. Change this block. No change. No change needed. Don't change. No. Not right now. This would control a variable. So we would control a variable, and this would be like Minecraft block 1. Because we don't want a bunch of switches. We don't want to use a bunch of self switches. We want to use a variable to control this. So this will say, like, set it to 1. But this is where we show choices, isn't it? Show choices. We say, if they say yes, we show choices again. And we let the player pick what block it is. So let's look at some blocks. Block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Default 1, cancel. Cancel will be 1. Choice 1. And block 1 will be, let's go to like a tile set here. We would need to add another tile set, or something into, like a tile set into the characters, right? So we would take assets from one thing and put them in another. So another thing we would have to do is that. Game open folder. IMG. Tiles. Let's just go with like Dungeon A4. Copy this and put this in characters. Is that going to work there? No. Maybe not. Probably not. Let's try it. We don't know. It's not formatted, right? So how would we need to format that? Let's see what it would look like, though. You know, let's just... So this is block placer 1. And when they say 1, it doesn't do anything because it stays to this. Or, you know what, we're going to copy paste this from page to page, so we're going to set this. Control variable, value of the mine block 1 to 0. Set it to 0. When they say 2, we're going to control this to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Or you know what we should do is set it to 1 to make it easier. Block 0, or we'll just say block 0, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes it easier. And the variable will switch. I don't know if I'm explaining myself or what I'm doing, but it's basically I'm testing things. I'm experimenting with an idea to make a Minecraft block place thing as requested by Doc Weeze. Also, weird question, how can I make a grid inventory? I'm already 2 levels deep, Devin, of distraction. You can make a grid inventory system. All you have to do is show pictures and use Yanfly's button, mouse common events. What is it called? Picture common events. So you can make a very basic grid inventory with picture common events. But hold on, let me see what I'm doing here. I just want to add cliffs or stack terrain on the world map as the developer, not the player. Add cliffs or stack terrain on the world map. Cajun One, you're just asking for another tile set then, aren't you? You're just looking for a better tile set, right? Because you can't edit the engine. They don't let you do that. I'm sorry, I meant to be it like how to make building placements like Graveyard Keeper. Throws rope down to get drifted out of this rabbit hole. Wait. What? How to make building placements. Like, not block placements? You said block placements, like Minecraft. Simplified, not each brick like Minecraft. You did give me a Minecraft example. More like Graveyard Keeper. Okay, so you don't care for this. Okay. Leave it alone then. Let's leave it alone. Building placements, we already did that in another episode. It's okay, Doc. We did that, right, with Devin's character? We used a doodad for that. Easy. That one's way easier. You do building placements like with using doodads in a single switch. On the world map, let me show you an example. Right here, you see how there's no building here, but this is just a blank event that's set to priority same as character, so the player can't walk there if the Tinkerer's building is there. That's our collision. And there, I actually have to be in the game to show you this. But if a switch is on, then Devin is there, and the building is there. You see the building right here? Let me go lower. There's doodads for these buildings. F10. This building is set up with a doodad. So if a switch turns on, the player has put a building there. I forgot about that, but I mean like that, but you can change the X and Y coordinates. As a player, you want to move the houses around and like let the player place where the houses are. That's what you're saying? I don't know, that might be more complicated. In MV, I'm sure you can do it with JS. I'm not sure how you go about doing that, Doc. Because you have a lot of problems. You have to specifically make checks and balances. Well, what if the player completely blocks himself in? Is that allowed? Where is the building zones available? Are you able to place something on top of an NPC? Can you brick your game several ways? It's just so many things that you have to consider. Is it going to block any paths for like move events? Is it going to mess up any pathing? Is it going to mess up other events by overriding events? I don't think that'll happen because you can have events stacked. I'm just thinking about all the problems it can have, and it's a lot of problems. You could have a map specifically for nothing happens on this map, but like the appearance of the town or the appearance of your thing. I don't know. Anyway, what was the other idea? Grid inventory. You would need you would definitely need picture common events, right? Causes common events to run where certain pictures are clicked while on the map. So with this, you'll let the player click on things to make stuff happen. There's, you know what, there's a much better way to do a grid inventory with a plugin and write it as code. My jank idea for a grid inventory system would be it would leave you wanting, for sure. Write a plugin for it. There might be a plugin for it, hold on. RPG Maker MV Grid Inventory plugin. Oh, Jiffy made one, right? Yeah, Jiffy started one. I think he quit making plugins. Are you still making plugins, Jiffy? Well, that doesn't give us much better view. Nice. It, you know, looks pretty nice. So I'm going to pop this link in there for you to check out Jiffy's plugin. I don't know if he's still working on it. Just credit the name Jiffy. So apparently can't scroll down. Or maybe it's fixed. There's an update. Oh, I'm unable to replicate your error. It doesn't work in 1.5. Debugging plugins is hard for just get it to work for everybody. But anyway, this will give you a starting point. You can look at the code and change it to, you know, make it work in your game. That's a starting point. My idea was much more simple. It was basically, you create a new scene. You would actually need a little plugin, wouldn't you? You create a new scene. Or you don't even need it. Well, you would need a transfer event, but if you do a transfer event, you also come across a lot of problems by transferring the player in a cutscene. In order to stop that, you have to have a switch that controls to say, during a cutscene, turn the switch on. And if menu lock is on, call it whatever like that, menu lock, then disable, you know, then encapsulate the entire thing so it has to be off in order for this to happen. So the player can't press a button, be transferred to another map, mess up the auto run event that's happening at some point. So there's a lot of checks and balance with it, but you can make it work with like a teleport to another menu, and it just teleports the player, makes them transparent, shows pictures, and you just layer a certain number of pictures. And you can have, depending on how many items you have, you would have to put in a picture for each item. It's work intensive. It's a lot of work, and I can't just throw it together in one episode. But that was my idea, and it would still be lacking in functionality. Gosh, eyelashes. Can you stop trying to kill my eyeballs? Anywho, what was I doing? What was I doing? I was updating. I went with D&D hits to Minecraft placing blocks to inventory grid system ideas and starting points. Heartless. No. Must resist urge. Sure, Omni. Whatever you tell yourself. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Jake. You're asking me broad, very broad questions. What is the overall idea and goal of the game? The overall goal of the game is to successfully run your town. I'm doing ideas that other people are suggesting. I'm not saying that these are ever going to make it into this project. This game, in particular, is going to be an RPG with simulation game elements. It's a sim RPG, and you create your character, a very, very basic character creation system. You pick male or female, and there might be a few more customization things, but not very much, not super in-depth, like some of my other ideas, my other projects, which they just get too convoluted. This is going to be very basic, simple. The player has a house in a village, and you rescue people from dungeons. You get a tinkerer, and that opens crafting menus. You can hire like a sushi bar, a sushi chef to run a sushi bar. You can hire a chef to produce food rations for the town. You have to provide food for the town, and you tax the town, and you make income that way. You can rescue a blacksmith from a dungeon, and then the blacksmith can create iron ingots for you and other stuff later on that you use to make other things like pickaxes and saws, and that goes to the world map where you harvest. You have these harvest points, and you can claim them for a certain amount of money and upkeep, and they generate things for you. So over time, using a tick-based system, every frame of the game it ticks one, and using a bunch of timers, you make money and resources over time while you're fighting in a dungeon and doing other things, and you accumulate items and wealth. You upgrade your characters through different means of the game. There's different crafting systems. There's a little garden system right here. Inside the player's house, you have a food processing station over here, and we're going to add another one later on, a cooking station. We have a little enchanting station where we can upgrade our weapons and upgrade the likelihood that weapon unleash triggers and they do more powerful things. Yeah, it is kind of, DJ King. So, the idea of the game is to be a fun sim RPG with a small story that puts you against another opposing mayor, right? And you have to either win by becoming... there'll be different ways to win. You can make a truce and, like, have a... What is it? Like, you side with the opposing side, and you both make, like, I don't know. This is toward the end of the game. But I would like to have multiple ways to beat the game. You just amass so much wealth that you can buy the opposing mayor's buildings and stuff, and you take over it, or you can let him manage that and you win just by some other arbitrary thing. But there will be a basic storyline where you have to rescue town members, and as you rescue people, they come to your town and unlock different things depending on what they do. If I put another overworld tile in tab B, will it stack on A? Probably. It won't auto tile correctly. You could do that, Doc. Yeah. So is it no longer Age of Empires the RPG, but Civilization the RPG? I don't know when it was ever Age of Empires the RPG. Multiple victory ways besides military might? Yeah, I hope to incorporate a few ways to win the game. But going through the story shouldn't take too long, like a couple hours, probably 3 hours maybe. If you just do storyline. Just a few hours. I don't want a massive game, honestly. I want there to be replayability, and the sim aspect of the game could make it so that it's you can keep playing, and like beating the story doesn't mean the end of the game. But I also want the game to be beatable within a few hours. So it's like the people who just want to go through the story and to kind of get a experience of it, they'll be able to. But those who want more depth and want to keep playing can, and have something to build for and achieve. So I mean, it's not going to be easy to like satisfy all types of play, but I'll do my best. In the meantime, I'm going to keep incorporating fun little systems that you don't see in every RPG, and just the sheer amount of content should be decent. Should be decent. Like food processing, enchanting. There's a little piano you can go and play the piano. Lots of little things like that. It's a lot of the little things that make the project what it is, and the storyline ties it all together in a cohesive way. What about we make a strategy game like Warcraft, but in RPG Maker? What do you guys think? What do I think about that? It would be cool. Demon, yes. Chaos Theory. It would be cool. But I see a lot of bugs. How would you make that work? You'd go like, you'd have your barracks, right? And then the barracks would spawn. It would create an event based on a timer. Or if the player, you know what? This would be much easier in Game Maker Studio 2. Demon, yes. Do it in GMS. Do it in GMS 2. Way easier for a strategy game like that. Because spawning things with timers, you just use alarms, and it would be so easy. MV, I don't know. It would be too much eventing. It would just be a lot of eventing. What other items do I need to add to the crafting system? We need a way to get hay, right? Besides just the merchant, because that's the only way to run the farm, is to have hay. Let's start making crafting recipes out of the items you get from the enemies, because right now they're just sellable items. It says can be sold or used to craft items, but they don't craft anything yet. So let's make some damage dealing items maybe. The Scorpion Anti-Venom actually does something. Menu category, why do I have that here? Does that need to be there? I don't know. Rat tail. Let's make an item that requires some ingredients, like a rat tail, a bat wing, and a spider leg. $29, $30, $31. We'll call it a vile concoction. Concoction. How do you spell that? Discord, spell check for me, please. Thank you. Did I spell that right? I did. Alright, thank you, Discord. When used in combat, it will inflict some kind of damage, right? HP damage. It will do corrosive damage. It will inflict Icon 177 corrosive. You know what I could do is add colors to the types as well. Damage. We'll take a look at that next. To all targets. As well as... Wait. Instead of as well as, we can just say corrosive damage to all targets. We could just say corrosive damage okay, hold on. Corrosive damage and a state. Let's make a state or apply a state that already exists. Dirty Bite. It takes their attack and agility down. Let's use that because it'll save us time. So this is state 17. And IT 17 to all targets. Price will have to be worth more than the 3 things it requires, more than the sum of its parts. 500, 600, 700. So 2,500. And it's just going to guaranteed put the state on all of the enemies, and it'll do a lot of damage. Can critical hit with a large variance. Well, let's do 40%. And we're going to give it a set number, maybe? Because it shouldn't change, right? If the player's higher level, it's still an item that they're using. So it will be more of a set number. $2,000, maybe $1,250, because it hits everything. That's a strong hit on everything. Not consumable, because the player's not going to eat it. Only usable in the battle screen, and the scope is all enemies. We need to give it an animation, so let's go ahead and do that. I don't know, should we just make a custom pattern? Could take a little while. Let's copy this, put it here, change it to a center, change the image to something else. I did contact Hatepool last night, so he's going to send me a pack of all of his new animations to use in this project. Thank you so much, Hatepool, and we will promote his things as well. So it's a mutually beneficial thing. Let's change the sound effects. And I want one, like that crash one, because it's going to... Right, we'll put this one at like frame 2. We'll extend this out to frame 8. This will be on frame 5 or 6. This will be on frame 3. And we'll We're gonna get rid of, I don't know, it looks so nice. Needs another sound effect, like on frame 12 or 13 or something. There we go. And this will be Vile Concoction. Now we need to make this have a synthesis recipe. And it's going to require a rat tail, bat wing, and a spider leg. We need to include item 65 inside our Tinkerer's kit so that when we rescue Devin, it's there. We need to assign that animation to that item. Oh, it already is. Okay. Let's give the player these 3 items and rescue Devin and test it out. Wait, it would be consumable, wouldn't it? Yes, it's consumable because we're going to use it. It will scope on all the enemies, only usable in the battle screen, and then it'll be gone. It has to be consumable, obviously. Okay, let's test the game. Do some beta testing. Some beta. Yeah, don't forget to back up your files. That's a good idea, Omni. Alright, let's give the player rat wing, bat wing, spider leg, or we can get these as well, because they're not the uncommon drops, right? Rat tail, bat wing, spider leg. Let's check our enemies. Rat tail is 50%, bat wing is 50%, spider leg is 50%. So rat, bat, and spider. Cool, man. So technically, all of this should be in the game already. Let's procure those items and see the difficulty of finding these items and how long it would take to actually craft them. Do some beta. Snuh, 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 snuh. Snuh, snuh, snuh. Here we go. Let's play some piano. So beautiful. Okay, we're done playing piano. Can we enchant our weapon? We don't have it a gem yet. Oh, we do have a gem, right? Let's take off a sword. Let's enchant that sword. Or no, we have to use an empowering gem. And then select the unequipped weapon. Do you wish to empower it? Yes. We got it. Light blade level 2. We can equip this. Boom. Stronger. Better, faster, stronger, bigger, better. We need to empower our pink rod. Upgraded to level 2. Let's put that on Jinx. We can upgrade them more, but I don't want to spend so much time here. Let's just move on. We don't have any foods to process yet, but we could process foods here. What we can do is plant a few seeds. Let's buy the apple tree so that it's producing apples and oranges for us every 3 minutes while we're in the dungeon. Plant a couple of things. Let's plant some potatoes, some carrots, strawberries, and cabbage. There we go. We'll just use half of those. We need to rescue Devin. So let's go rescue Devin. See, we don't have our craft menu here yet. So we gotta go get our crafting system. Dang mouse, stay. Easy peasy. We're level 8. Don't worry, Devin. We're gonna rescue you, bud. We're gonna rescue you. Fret not. You obtained Tinkerer's Kit and unlocked crafting. Now it has synthesis here. And we have the vile concoction here, but we need a rat tail, a bat wing, and a spider leg. So let's see how long it will take to get that. Well, since we have the enemies, like the test fighting area set up, it shouldn't take too long. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Which one is the third? Is that the bat? This is the fox. Chaos, oh my god, dude. What's up, man? How are you doing? It's good to see you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Yeah, the level 4 guy. Scorpion. Bang. Bang. Yeah, absolutely. We're actually almost done. But I'm glad you stopped by. Here's the spider. We need the spider leg, a bat wing, and what other thing? We got the spider leg, 50% drop on that. So we need the spider leg. Oh, can I even get into the bottom there? I don't think I can. So there's one fight we can't fight there. This is the spider, huh? We'll have to climb the dungeon to get to that level. We got a spider fang that time too. Let's do the dungeon. Let's use the keystone. Enter the random dungeon generation. We're doing some beta testing. I created a new item. Gave it a new animation, and instead of just awarding the item, I'm going through the process of having to find the crafting items and seeing how long it takes and how it feels about how much work it is to get the item and if it's worth the... I mean, we're doing other things, not specifically hunting for that item. But, yeah, just doing some beta testing right now. Let's proceed to the next level, level 2. Our plants are finishing growing, so we can harvest them when we get back into town. This is a little collecting system. Collect pixies, pixie dust. There's no random encounters. The fights are optional, and the loot is randomized. So what you get will be different, and when you leave and come back, the chests will be closed, and you have to fight to open them again. We're level 8, and the highest level of enemy in the game is 8, so we're kind of like cheesing it by starting at level 8. Let's go to the next level here. Yeah, me too. You have to craft all your own stuff. We got a fox fur from that, from the fight, but then we got an iron ingot from the chest, which is randomized. The chests are semi-hidden, but they're, you know, clearly available for people to get. All of the enemies have 3 things that they can drop. They can drop a item 50% of the time, is their common drop. They can drop an item 10% of the time, which is their uncommon drop. And they have a specific item that they drop 1% of the time, and that's the Soul Stone. And you'll probably like the Soul Stone, KO, because the Soul Stone gives the person who equips it the ability to use the enemy's skills. Very Blue Mage-like. So look, we got, speaking of it, 1 out of 100% chance. 1 out of 100 chance that we get the Soul Stone, and we got it. And it's so cool that we got it right when I was talking about it. So that's awesome. Okay, Relic, we equip a Soul Stone, and it gives stats, but it gives the player optional or extra skills. So let's put it on Jinx, because she doesn't have as many skills. So now she's going to have all of the skills from the Scorpion. So she's going to have Pincer, Stinger, Concentrate, and an Intelligence bonus. That'll help her other attacks anyways. So that's fantastic. Got the 1 out of 100 there. And all of the enemies have that. So I custom designed all of the enemy skills. They all have 3 custom skills. But now, Jinx is going first because she's faster. And she can do a basic attack with her rod, or she can do a pincer, which is the basic attack of the Scorpion, of the Orpion. So I made that icon too. Well, it's a derivative work because this is Hidden One's Battler Sprites. And I took Hidden One's Battler Sprites and put them in Photoshop and took the claw off and made the icon for that. Got a memory fragment from the random loot. There's like 50 things you can get from the random loot chests. We got hay. That one doesn't have a icon yet. The alfalfa hay. I need to make that. I started doing that and then got distracted. I need to make that sprite. And every level you go deeper in the dungeon, you fight the next level of the Guardians. So now we're fighting the Tunnel Rats. Let's use a Stinger. Poisoned him. Weapon Unleash. As you upgrade your weapon more, you have a higher chance of your Weapon Unleash landing or triggering. Got carrot seeds from there. And each one of these levels is not specific, it's randomly picked. So as you proceed to the next level, you may encounter the same level again, but the enemies will be different. So the enemies consistently go up. Level 1 enemies, then you go to the next one, level 2 enemies, but all of the maps are chosen from a pool, and that pool stays the same. We got the rat tail. So do we have all the items we need? We have the rat tail, spider's leg, and what else did we need? We needed one more thing, didn't we? This needs an icon. Oh yeah, we have a thermal jewel. We should, let's go to weapons or armors. Oh yeah, the feathered cap has a socket, so we can attach a thermal jewel. This is going to give us TP generation, thermal resist, and thermal damaged element. It also grants thermal curse, right? So we have a skill, it gave us another skill. So we can curse enemies to take 50% additional damage from all thermal attacks, and because we're equipping a jewel that gives us our attack thermal damage, cursing them will cause our basic attack to do more damage too. So I think we need to go one more level deeper and get the other item. Yeah, the shadow bat. Okay. And you see the state animation is playing because we're using the thermal jewel. We didn't get the drop, so let's fight him again. Let's put our thermal curse on. And we're using Olivia's battle system. You see it's got a question mark right here because the system is saying we don't know what type of damage they're weak against yet. But if I do a basic attack on them with thermal attack, well, it killed him, but it would have done extra damage. And we got the Batwing because, I mean, that's probably why it killed him, because it did extra damage. And we're just a high level. This character is not supposed to be here. This was a piece of art we were ace writing. I forgot to take it out, but it's fine. We got the drop now. We're pretty overpowered at this point. We got another 1 out of 100. That's rare. So the Shadow Bat Soulstone. Let's put that on. Let's put that on. Gives us Blood Drain. That's a good one. And all of the bat skills. Yeah, we started at level 8. It's definitely too easy because I'm giving myself like upgraded weapons, thermal jewels, starting at the max level of the enemy. Like, it's going to be a lot harder starting at level 1 without all this stuff. I'm starting my character like really badass, you know. Let's do the basic attack. That's the Bat Scratch. Basic attacks will generate TP. Let's do Darkwing, a 75% chance to inflict blind on your target. And it does damage too. Ice Beam, yeah, that was from Dungeons way back. I'm using Dungeons as a sample project, my last game that I never finished, as a sample project with some resources so I can reuse some of the stuff I spent time and effort on. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We need to craft that item that we just created, the Vile Concoction. Let's curse him. One-shot him. And see, he's got a state animation too. The little thermal curse on him. So he's going to definitely die. Let's go to our synthesis and craft the Vile Concoction. It's going to take 1 rat tail, 1 bat wing, and 1 spider leg. We crafted it. And now we have a Vile Concoction. Okay, we can't use it from here. It's going to do corrosive damage and inflict a state to all enemies. So let's get to the next level and fight a level 8 creature and use the Vile Concoction on it. Oh, we must have restarted back to level 1. Okay, I missed the Chimera, I suppose. Or did I not update that system to show the Chimera? This should have been the Chimera. Anyway, let's test what we started to test, and then take a look at the system. Nice! That looked cool. Yeah. So those items have a purpose. It definitely would have. It did more damage than her basic attack would have. At that level, it was like 5 times. But it took an item, right? It's hard to craft all that stuff. So that gave those 3 items a purpose and a reason to want them or need them. And you, at any time, you can exit the dungeon, and it'll just take you out. To go back in the dungeon, you'll need a keystone. You'll need to make a keystone, which you get from 1,000 coins and a diamond. So it like puts you in the dungeon. You can stay there as long as you want. And if you die, it's not game over. It just puts you, like, it basically teleports you out if you die. Our plants should be done growing now. So we'll go over here and harvest our plants. And our tree is producing apples, and oranges are happening over there. So we can take the stuff we just pulled out of the ground and the fruits and process food. So let's go here and process a ripe orange. And we created an orange juice with our oranges. We can process apples. We can create applesauce with our apples. If we try again, it'll work because it takes 3 of them. We had 4. Now we have 1 ripe orange. It'll say we don't have enough oranges. You need at least 3 of them to make orange juice. And we can do that with our other stuff too. Like, what else did we get? Fresh carrot. Let's process some carrots. We made chopped carrots. Our potatoes. We can make mashed taters. Strawberries. We can make strawberry juice. And these items give us states. Like we can use these and they'll apply states on us. Mashed taters. They heal. And they give you stat bonuses and state resistances and regeneration. And they'll last for a little while. You can go back to your house at any point and get a rest and restore your HP and MP. It will get rid of all your states though, you know, so that's a thing to consider. You can enchant your weapons to upgrade them. You can play a little piano. Whatever. One of the later systems I'm going to make is a place where you can put your food up for sale. Like you can sell your mashed potatoes here, or you can sell your chopped carrots here, or even further process them with the cooking station. So probably add another system. Before I get to that point, we'll process food here, and then we'll do another thing where we can cook the processed food. So like if we chop the carrots and then we take them here, we have to eat. We have a hunger system so people can't AFK. But we ran out of food rations. Oh God. Our character's starving, guys. It looks like they're supposed to be the meat bar. It's actually, it kind of looks like brown cotton candy to me. I mean, I made that myself, so whatever. You can buy food rations at any time. That's one thing the merchant will always sell, but his goods will alternate between, like, I think 16 different sets of 6 items. Randomized. So you can go to the inventory and eat your food rations, or you can just press a button. I'll put that on the tutorial for the player, so you don't have to. Where's my food rations? Oh, they're right at the top. You eat it, and you restore your HP, or not your HP bar, your food bar. But you can press E, and it consumes the food the same way. And you can see it's going up. It tells you what percentage of the way you are. 84% of the food bar remaining. This should fill it up. There we go. The food rations also feed the town, which you can rename if you want. The town 1. So now the town 1 is... No, that's fine. We'll leave it at that. We rescued Devin, so he's here now, and he's got this building. We'll add the interior later. You can set up a sushi bar here if you have the stone to do it. You can set up a chef here to sell food. They create food rations with raw fish and raw meat. So they create food rations, and the food ration is consumed by the town, and the town gives you tax money. And all of this is like alongside the dungeon crawler aspect, right? You can leave the town, and now you're mining me, and you can go to different areas and purchase like farms and quarries. And docks and lumber yards. And it costs initial money, and then it costs an upkeep of an item. Like you need fishing rods to keep the docks running, and you need saws to keep the lumber mill running, and you need pickaxes to keep the quarry and the mine running. And they produce things, instead of showing text, we're using the gab window to show everything. And we have a graveyard. This map and many of the dungeon maps were created by Cry's History. Thank you so much, Cry's. And I've done a basic job of linking the maps together, but they still need a lot of work. There's nothing going on in the graveyard yet, but the graveyard will be like the open area, not instanced dungeon. So there'll be, I don't know if I want to do random encounters. See, there's a problem right there. That's an incorrect transfer event. So there's still some bugs in the graveyard. We got teleported into the middle of the ocean, like you do. I'm holding Alt so the developer, using the developer thing to get away from that. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the. And you can see the town is named the Town 1 because that's what we called it. And the character just accumulates wealth and items and goes about their day growing foods and selling foods on like a little auction system. And I'm thinking of making maybe random counters on the graveyard. I don't know for sure. Maybe I'll just do events that chase the player. That makes more sense. Erase events that chase the player. And the anti-AFK, anti-cheat system is the food bar timer, right? So you have to press E to eat food. Or if you run out of food rations, you either have to keep buying food rations, or you have to get stone and lumber and set up a chef and pay a chef. So we have logs here. Let's buy some logs. Buy some food rations too. Yeah, and the traveling merchant will switch every minute, and I can change that if I want. But with these logs, I can set up a kitchen here. I need 20 logs, 1,000 coins, and it gives me 5 food rations every minute. But it takes 10 coins and it takes 10 meat, or it takes 1 meat. And it sets up a kitchen chef here. So the kitchen chef, you can fire the chef, but it won't do you any good to do that. So this will just produce food rations every minute and consume 1 raw meat and 10 coins. If you don't have any raw meat, it won't do anything. It just turns off. Excuse me. And there's checks and balances, so if you run out of meat in the middle, if you run out of meat, it'll just stop and it won't cause any real problems. I think I have a gab window problem. It seems like there's a gab window trying to pop up over and over and over. There's still some bugs that I have to work out, but it's really coming together quite nicely. Unfortunately, it still has a lot of menus. It still has a lot of menus. At some point, I may change some of these systems around so that they use pictures and the player can, I don't know, click on them, but it would change the feel of the game. Is he switching different items now? He's selling saws right now. Let's get some saws. Fertilizer. You get diamonds from the mine, obviously only like less frequently as like coal or other things. They're worth the most, and you use them to craft keystones. So we have a diamond, we can craft a keystone. Of course, I'm giving myself keystones just by entering this room because I've put up an auto run event just so that I can enter this whenever I want. And that puts us in the dungeon. It's randomly generating. It's not real random generation. It's maps created by Christ History and some of my own as well. But the loot is random, and the map it picks for the level is random. So this map, we got one with a portal, you see. We can go in here and we can exit, or we can do nothing, or we can proceed to the next level. It teleports us to the next level, and it picks one at random out of like the 20. What time is it? That's going to do it for today's stream, guys. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Oh, we did some databasing, some exciting databasing. And we did some beta testing, some useful required beta testing. And I think the game's looking quite good. It's looking really nice. We've got to iron out some bugs. We need to add some more enemies. We need to link some more things together. We need to fix some transfer events. We need to change some descriptions. We added a new destruction item, which will add more of these type of things. We created a custom animation for it. And we didn't create a new state, we just set up. We'll make some more synthesis recipes, like items, and pull a lot of these other things that currently have no real use, like the scales and some fangs and stuff like that, and we'll give them a use. And we fixed how the farm operates on the world, this farm. So now it doesn't require fertilizer, it requires hay. We still need to make an icon for hay, but I don't have time. Gotta make an icon for hay. This is too green, but I mean, alfalfa's green actually. It just gets that color after it's dried. And then we'll just put like a brown rope or something. Oh, that's not the right color. That doesn't quite look right either. No. It looks terrible. Oh my god. I need something as a point of reference. That green does not look right. Do this super quick, and I'm gonna just use it for now because it's a blank one in there that I don't like. Okay, whatever. Let's export this as a PNG. This is going to be DG_badhay01. Okay, and we're going to go into Photoshop real quick. File, open our games. We'll open that sprite to make sure I saved it right. A sprite, bad hey PNG. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit to this. We'll go ahead and copy this. Okay, we got that. Let's open up the game's IMG folder. System icon set.png. Let's zoom in and go to the bottom where we're going to put it. Let's put on our grid, put it in here, and paste it. Did we get it inside the boundaries? We did. Let's go ahead and save this, overwriting the original icon set.png. Say yes, okay. Bada boom, bada bing. And then we can close this. We don't need to save because we already exported it. And now inside the database, when we look at the Hey, it has an icon. Now Hey has an icon. It looks awful, but at least it's something there. You could always change it. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. Love you guys very much. Really appreciate it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you like puppies, give it a thumbs up. If you love your mother, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. You can follow me on twitch.tv/driftwoodgaming. I'm on twitter.com/driftwoodgaming. If you'd like to support what I do, I have a Patreon page. It's really appreciated if you back me on Patreon. That's patreon.com/driftwoodgaming. If you'd like to come hang out with us, we have a Discord. Links, all of the links, if you don't want to type anything, are in the description below. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I stream 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time. You guys are awesome. Keep working on your project. And bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Heartless. See ya, Omnislash. Asher Online. See ya. Charizanico, thanks for coming. Bubbly Oasis, it's good to see you. KO, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you reached out and talked to me. I haven't heard from you in a while. I was wondering what you've been up to. But yeah, it's really cool to see you. Game Addict, Travis Newcomb. Yeah, I plan to add tutorials, right? I'm going to let the player know they can press these buttons to do these things. Press E to eat food and all that. I definitely plan to add that, but I don't need to remind myself as I play test this over and over and over. Long live to Town 1. Everybody who I missed, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Stay awesome. Doc Weeze, all of your suggestions and derailing comments, I appreciate. Alexander, Demon Eyes, Cajun1, DJ King, Jake, all y'alls. Alright, that's it. Bye-bye! I can't end a stream without giving you guys a little bit of ASMR. So for those of you who table flip for ASMR, here's your final goodbye. For everybody else, thanks for coming to the stream. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome.